Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited. Come on in tonight. I'm glad to be back. I know last week I wasn't on and I was sliding and sideways today, but I'm excited to be here because tonight I want to talk a little bit. As you probably remember from last time when we were here, I was talking about my journey in direct sales and how this all comes about. And I want to share this with you because I think there's really some important things that you could learn and you could use. And so I decided I'm just going to share this with you tonight. So hop on in, say hey when you're hopping on. We are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So I'm really excited that you're here. So tonight, the topic is God as your sales coach. And you probably wonder, what does this, where's she going with this? So, as I said earlier, I was, if you don't know me, my name is Sandra. I'm the owner and creator of Crossroads Transformation, but I'm also in direct sales, and I'm a mom, and I have kids. I have a full-time job, so there's a lot of things that I do. And I wanted to share my journey in direct sales and how I got where I'm now from where I started. And it's always interesting to people always ask me, well, how do you do all these things? And so a really important part for me was connecting my faith with everything that I do. And, we're not perfect and we started somewhere. So I started somewhere. So that's how I got where I started, and that's why I'm today, because I truly believe that God put me in certain places and opened certain doors for me to be at the right time in the right place. And so I get asked a lot of times, well, how do you connect your faith to your career? And I coach ladies on that because they're trying to figure this out. And I grow by myself, right? I have my Bible and my devotional journal here, and I do this every day. And I had to create habits for me and for myself to get to that point. And it's not hard. It's just it takes extra time. And we as moms and wives and women and leaders, we sometimes are getting that habit that we cannot add another thing on. But I can tell you, this really made a difference for me. And if there's anything that you take away out of tonight's training, it's going to be that you can do it no matter what, no matter how. So let's get started. If you're just hopping on, or if you don't see that red live button and you're just seeing the things that are you hearing, or you're coming in the middle, watch the replay. We'll normally hear about 30 minutes if there's not any questions. And I'm going to get on. I'm not going to stop. I want to get through all the information that I want to share with you tonight. And so even if you are not in direct sales, even if you have just a job and you're trying to figure out how to connect this, there's some helpful tips today that can help you find what you're looking for, okay? So hop on in. So today, like I said, subject today is God as your sales coach. And like I said, even if you're not in sales or you're looking, I'm going to give you an example. If you're looking for a job right now, and you are putting your resume out there and you are trying to get interviews, you have to sell yourself, right? So you're in sales every day. So think about that as just like you build a relationship. So my number one is relationship, customer relationship. So I'm talking from the direct sales. So just bear with me. I'm trying to give you some examples where that fits to give you some other perspectives. So think about when you are going to a store and you love the store, you love the people in there, and you love their product. What's going to happen? You're going to go to that store again, right? So you build a relationship with that store. You are a preferred customer, right? You are you are kind of connected to them because you like the people that work there, you like their products, and you like the prices that they maybe have, right? So from my perspective, and this is really where I have what was really important to me, I wanted a faith-based customer relationship. I wanted to explore how my faith can be a guiding principle in building my business and nurturing my customer relationships, but also, being empathetic and being, ethically selling anything, or even if it's just myself, because I have a lot of customers in my direct sales business that sometimes just come on to hang out with me. They may not even buy anything that night, but they like to hang out with me. So I build a relationship with them. They know what my beliefs are. They know what the product that I'm selling, and that's how we connected. I always end with a prayer at my live shows, and so people like that, and that's why they come. And so that brings some integrity with it. And I feel like when you are in this field, or if you are somewhere where you are in the public, where you are a you are the face of your company. If you have your own company, if you work for somebody, you are the face, right? You are presenting the company. You are building relationships. In my daytime job, I have to build relationships with my customers, with my patients, with their family members. And for me, it is important. And that's why I'm working in a faith-based organization. That is a value that I really value. And this is what God opened the door for me and said, here's a new job that I want you to step in. And I didn't know that I was ready for that, but he showed me the way that I was ready for. So think about, how can you build a relationship to the people that you want to build a relationship with? I'm not saying that you want to cut out all the ones that are not faith-based, right? Because you want to have a broad spectrum of customers, or of patients, or of relationships with customers and patients. And so you build that from the foundation up. And there is companies where you work that you cannot mention your faith. That is not allowed, because there is some diversity around that, and I do understand that. So you have to understand, you have to know what your principles and your values are, and what you stand for. And if this is what you stand for, then you have to take a stand for that. And I know this is not really something that we do a lot, or that we kind of, we get kind of on a side path there with that. But if this is important to you in your life, and this was in my life important, and that's why it was so important for me that I say a prayer at the end of every live show that I do, of every training, and I do this here as well. So think about that. My second one is the power of your purposeful driven selling. So if you are aligning your faith with the values, with your personal values, then that will shine through in that sales approach that you have. Again, let's go back to the example that I said earlier. When you are when you are in search of a job and you apply, and you have to bring your best effort forward. You have to write a resume, and that resume should reflect who you are, right? And what you stand for. And so when you look at this, for me, it's always important, share those personal stories, share those purpose-driven mindset that, leads you to that fulfillment and success. If you are, and I always tell, my mom told me that when I was a kid, and she said, when she asked me what I want to be when I grow up, she really understood what I needed. Although I didn't need it, I didn't see it at that point yet. But she said, you have to be 100% sold out to what you do. You have to be 100% committed what your values are. You have to be 100% standing for what you stand for. And so with me incorporating God in my business and in my daily life and that was an important part. And I don't think I could have made it as far as I was, or as I currently am, without that. So think about that. Think about your faith-based relationships that you build, your power of purpose-driven you being purpose driven, but also knowing where you want to go. And if you're in direct sales, in any direct sales or in multi-level marketing, if you sell anything, you want to grow, right? You want to build a business, you want to grow, and you will have fulfillment and success. And that's important. My third one is balancing faith and ambition. And this is one of my favorite ones because I feel like sometimes it's hard and challenging to balance like your career ambitions and your faith, because it's like, okay, I can't have this, but I really want that too. And if you have in mind that you're like, okay, if I want to find a job, I want to start with this company. I check this company out. I love what they stands for. I love their values. It aligns with mine, and this is where I want to find a job. And so you apply, but then there are some challenges, right? So you may not get an interview, you might get an interview, but you're not selected. So you have career ambition. You are passionate about things that you want to achieve and that where you want to go and where you want to grow in. But then, sometimes we choose careers or careers are chosen for us that we not so much like, right? And I always tell younger, like, teenagers, people that are just graduating from high school, before you go to college, check out what you really love to do. You can always go to college. I can go to college now. You don't have to have a college right when you get out of high school. Figure out what you love. Figure where your ambitions are. Figure where your values are. Prioritize those values and set those boundaries, because then you will, when you find that, you will have a healthy work-life balance. And this is what we're all looking for. And sometimes you might be a little bit top heavy on the life side, and sometimes you're a little bit heavy on the work side. But that's okay. It's going to weigh out. So you have to balance your faith and your ambitions, but you got to know what you stand for and what your passions are, what your beliefs and your faith is, and how this is going to come together. And number 4, oh, this is the best one. Overcoming rejection and resilience. Now, overcoming rejections, of course, if you are applying, if you are selling a product and they tell you no, there's your rejection. They may not even give you a reason why, right? When you are one of 300 applicants, they're going to say, we found a better applicant. That's all they tell you. So you really don't know, was the resume not good? Did I not stand out enough? Didn't make the interview cut because I was one of the 50 with a typo in my resume, all of these little things. But when you have rejections because other people are not on the same bandwagon with you. They don't believe the same things. They don't like you. They don't like curly hair. They don't like, whatever it is. And although it should be objective, but it's not. Every time you have somebody, talking with you, working with you, you have to know that an inevitable, there is a rejection that comes with sales, but there is that faith that can balance that out, that can provide that strength to persevere. And when you learn how to build that faith and to see it from the side, okay, maybe God just is protecting me from something. This is maybe not the right company for me. So, I think staying resilient, staying positive, and finding that purpose and setback is something that I'm practicing daily. Almost. It's, I'm a very positive person. My glass is always half full instead of half empty. And I do a lot of, I have a Bible verse in my office, and it says, worry about nothing, pray about everything. And I do that daily. And I had to create that habit for me because, finding purpose in unhappy customers, finding purpose in employees being dissatisfied for whatever reason, right? There will always be rocks in the road. Sometimes it's boulders, but I stay resilient. Nobody can take anything away from you, because whatever you have, God gifted this to you, and He's not going to take it back. You have to find that within you. And this is kind of hard because sometimes we are so driven of the outside world and our material world and the media and all of that, that it's hard for us. It's hard to see past the rejection, to see past those, to persevere in that and say, okay, this person didn't buy, but there's another one that will. Let me get another one that will, right? Take it as an opportunity. I said finding purpose in their setbacks. When I have a customer today, or when I have a patient in my clinic that complains, I see this as an opportunity for us to be better. I see this as an opportunity for us to grow. For us, that patient says, hey, I want you to fix the problem. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to come here, right? So understand that with that comes finding that purpose in it. There is a reason why they tell you. And I always say, God, open my mind, let me see what I needed to see or what I needed to learn in this. And he does. He always does. And then my fifth one is, of course, prayer and mindfulness in daily sales activities. And although daily sales activities, just remember in what place you currently are. It will, and I said this a minute ago, I incorporate prayer in everything. In my daily routine, I start with my daily devotions in the morning. And this is just a 10, 15, 20 minutes, however much time I have. And then when I go to work, when I drive to work, then I pray about my work family, my personal family, my kids. I pray about what's going to happen today. Just give it to God. I always say, just give it to God. He got this. I think that when you start the day with, at least I do, I start with a devotion and some reflection and some gratitude. It gives you more intention for your day. It gives you also that mindset that you need, where really people fall off. People, I think that it's so important where we can understand how important that can be in one's lives, and maybe in somebody else's not, and they don't even know what they're missing out on. So think about, how can you integrate your faith-based approach? And it may be not faith-based, it may be some other religion, it may be something that you are interested in. It may be you need to know your values. The end point that I want to make is, you have to know your values and your purpose and what drives you, because with that you will grow and go much further, because it's important that everything that you do every day is connected to your purpose. Because if you say, man, I'm working here for this company and I'm working for somebody else and I'm making them money, but I could make myself money, then do something about it. Because talking about it is not going to do anything. Nothing's going to change, right? So think about, how can you connect? How can you find out what's important in your life? One, and you have to figure it out. Now, if you come, there's a super cool training. If somebody wants to be tagged on that training, comment tag, and I'd be happy to tag you on that training, that we talked about how to connect to your values, how find out what you're passionate about, and what your values are. How can you really define them? Because until you define them, until you know exactly what you stand for, who you're with, you're not going to know. And then you have it. It's almost like a lens. When you know that, every decision that you make during the day, everything that comes up that you have to decide, hey, we're going to do it, or no, we're not going to do it, you're going to look through that lens and you said, okay, does that bring our mission forward or not? If it brings the mission forward, great, let's do it. If it doesn't do anything for us, or it really is just extra work or extra labor or extra, then don't do it. But there's also natural, of course, we as women, when you come to that point and you say, well, now that I'm, XYZ, I can influence that many people with this. But is this really what you want to do? If you know that, okay, my influence in this will help me forward my business by 10 years, or will help me make more sales, or brings me 10 more customers, or whatever that is, then you will know, yes, it's worth it. Do you want to retain a customer that had a bad experience with you? You can make customer recovery. It's okay. We're all humans and we can make mistakes. Things can go wrong. Things can't get delivered. That's always happening. You apologize and you say, what can we do for you now? How can we bound this relationship, right? You have to, again, and this is what we just talked about. Your customer relations, your power and purpose driven sales, your balancing faith and ambition, overcoming those rejections and resilience, and then prayer. And I can tell you, prayer works. Prayer works. If you hear in the background my little one, she's playing in here and she's just loud. She's absolutely loud. So, but think about it. You are selling yourself every day. You're either representing your own company or you're representing somebody else's company. And how do you want to represent it? How does the company want to be represented? If you work for somebody else, what's their values? Do you know their mission and vision statement? Have you ever checked on that? Every company should have one. And if that mission and vision statement does not align with yours, then it's probably not the right company to work for. Because everything should align for you to be fulfilled and happy and satisfied with what you have. Life is way too short to work a job that you don't like, or that makes you miserable, or that stresses you out every day. And that's the thing. That's where you have to put your foot down. You have to say, okay, what do I really want? What is it that I want in my life? And for me, bringing God into my business, into my daily routine, into my life, not even counting my kids and my husbands and all of that, but in my life, and making this one of my priorities was very important to me. And without that, I don't think I would have a successful jewelry business. I wouldn't have a successful coaching business. It's just part of me. It's part of what I value. And that's why my job is with a faith-based company. It was such a blessing to find that job. And so when you get to that point, when you can connect and align those values and passions with what you really want to do, it's going to give you an amazing boost of fulfillment and happiness. And if you have never known that, it is a whole different feeling. It's exciting because you're going to know you made the right decision. You have that feeling of, I have butterflies, and you're excited about going to work. You're excited to build your business. You're putting 100% effort in, and not just 80 or 75, and that's it. You really understand that what you do is your purpose. What you do brings others joy. What you do serves others. What you do is part of an important message and mission that you have. And it's really important that you know how this is really
what time is it?
8:23. And so you just gotta know. It is going to change. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life forever. It is such a change that it will make. And even if you have never experienced that, you will know when it happened, because I did. And it has been since then totally different compared to before. And that's when I realized that, oh, I'm on the right path now. I know this is exactly where I want to be. This is exactly what I want to do. And that's where I'm going to go. And God's going to walk with me every step of the way. He said he's not going to forsake me, right? So it's a blessing because you will find your path. And if it's the less traveled, going against the grain, then take it. If you're sure, if you pray about it and God gives you the blessing and the guidance, then take it, because it will be a blessing. I promise it. You will have it brings a totally different perspective to your life and to your business and to your if you're in direct sales, if you're already a coach, it changes what you do, because you are connected. You're connected with you're connected not only professional and personal, but also spiritually. And it's important. It really is. Well, if you are just joining us, I want to say thank you for hopping on. Like I said, this is our Make a Difference Monday training, and I'm bringing hopefully some value to you in this training. I love to kind of give you some things that I learned, that I experienced, and what brought me blessings and joy where I am. And feel free to ask any questions. If you are in my group, I have a Facebook group, and I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on my page. So if you see me, feel free to comment, to ask questions. There's a whole set of trainings in the Facebook group. If you want to get in, comment group, and we get you in there. And be a blessing. Be a blessing for others. Share your experiences. If you're in leadership, join us, because it's a good place to be. We are an amazing group, currently women only. And I'm super excited. I can't say too much about it yet, but I think we have a virtual event coming up in October, and it's going to be a retreat. So I'm really, really excited. Like I said, I don't have all the details yet, but as soon as I have them, I will share them with y'all. So if you have any questions, if you're just joining us and you see the red live button, or you're not seeing the red live button, then you're watching this in replay. So I'm hoping that you're hopping on and giving me your biggest takeaway. Whatever was the biggest takeaway of today's training, I would love to hear that. I hope that I will see you next week. We have a lot of new trainings coming up. So I'm looking forward to seeing you next Monday. And in the meantime, I will send you off with the blessing, like I always do. Lord, I pray tonight that you touch every person that watched this video, that viewed it, even if they just watched part of it. Lord, I pray that you bless them, that you wrap your protective arms around them. And if they need healing, Lord, heal them. If they need comfort, wrap your arms around them and love on them, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope I see you next Monday for another episode of Monday, Make a Difference Monday. Have a good night.